Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe, and you're checking out Weekend at Gabe's, and thanks for checking out this latest episode. While you're here, also follow us on these social medias at Weekend Gabe, at Weekend at Gabe's, and also at The Real Sam Crane. Thanks for checking us out.
Joining us next, he is a frequent collaborator with one of our former guests, Ronnie Rage. It's Lou Bitch. He's been everywhere. he's on these social medias, doing these TikTok videos of him breaking down beats. He's on Soundcloud. A lot of his work is heavy there. It's a pleasure to introduce Beats by Lou here tonight on Weekend at Gabe's. How are you?
What's up, man? Can y'all hear me pretty good?
We got you loud and clear, baby.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I know you're excited to be here. We're excited to have you. We're going to get right into the midst of this. A lot of the videos that you have on your Instagram of you breaking down records, producing records, and putting beats together in 30 minutes. Is that pretty standard, or did you have to work yourself up to 30 minutes?
Man, I mean, so 30 minutes, I can easily, so for videos like that, obviously I kind of try shortening it down, trying to make it as simple as possible, because obviously I want to get that done. I want to get the video out as fast as possible. So
sure,
I can definitely crank something out in 30 minutes. It probably is not going to be the cleanest, like everything's going to be perfect on it, but it's just kind of basically showing people how easy, I guess, it is to basically kind of make something that you feel like making, and kind of just breaking it down layer by layer is like basically what I'm trying to show people is all.
Yeah.
It seems like there's this burgeoning community on TikTok, especially with producers and even DJs who we talk to, where it's sort of the new YouTube. You're learning and teaching on that platform as much as you're consuming content. Was that conscious when you stepped into the realm, that you knew that was where it was going to take you, or was that just something that evolved?
So I guess it's just something that kind of evolved with me. I wanted to really kind of visualize, so with me, I love getting some type of visual that goes with my music, and whether it's kind of having a visualizer video or kind of showing people how the beat is made. So that's kind of definitely where I go with that. But I didn't really think of it all too much as teaching people and kind of like doing tutorials. Again, it's just more so kind of breaking down a process that could be easily done by anybody else. But I could probably definitely go into the teaching scene and see how I could branch out. Like I looked up Master Steve stuff, and it's kind of inspiring, man, because again, I do this music stuff for fun. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that I make is just feeling like that's kind of all I ever approached it as. It was just something. It was my escape. It was my thing, you know? So I think it's my time to kind of take it a little more seriously, because I've definitely been leveling up a little bit here and there. So I feel it coming. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
I was going to ask you about that. That's a great segue into currently, what is the process of working with a Beats by Lou? Like how are you getting your sound out there for people to experience it, or how are people, are you selective in who you want to work with?
To be honest, man, like I think the only person I really do send music to is Ronnie, and like, like that's just my boy. But like I think my name kind of like sets it off a little bit because it's Beats by Lou, but I personally don't sell beats. Like I don't like I'll have people definitely hitting me up and be like, hey, can you make something for me? I'll be like, yeah, like it depends what you want, because I don't make type beats. Like that's just not what I like to do. I really want to keep it organic. You know, I want it to be real. Like I make kind of soulful trap beats. So like,
sure,
if you're not fitting that vibe and you're kind of wanting me to change up like what I'm making, I'm gonna be like, yo, man, I'm sorry. Like, I don't know. It's not that I'm against collabing with people at all. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I love sending music to people and kind of bouncing off ideas. I love it, but I don't really like sell it. I don't really like go out and reach out to people. Yeah, it's a little different. That's why I'm kind of like not too out there all as much, I guess I would say.
You fly a little under the radar. We were talking with our team, and it was hard to do research on Beats by Lou. There wasn't a huge footprint, so I had to go straight to the source. But before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit about the artwork, because you mentioned that was something that you were passionate about.
Right.
And it's clear from looking at your stuff, every piece of art seems like it's really meticulously designed.
Right.
Is that something that you play a part in, especially the was it 111 or 111?
Yeah, the 111 track. Yeah, so I made that cover art for it. So graphic design was always like I guess just art in general, just expression. That's just always been my biggest thing. Graphic design, I did it all throughout middle school, high school. Kind of got into it a little bit in college, but again, I never really took it anywhere else other than kind of just creating the little space that I wanted to that would fit well with my music. So even like the little videos I made, like I'll edit these as well, put them, mash them together, and kind of, again, I just like visual representation because I feel it connects a little better when someone's listening to something and also saying something because it's more than one feeling at that point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And off the back of that, going back to the last question, is there like things that artists do in a session or in a collaboration that piss you off? Like it's just like a big pet peeve. Like what would those things be? You don't have to name no names. We're not.
no names. But it's just when you are in the same room with someone and you kind of both have this idea that you both want to get down, but like somebody else kind of takes over a little more. You know, they're adding a little more than. You know, you're just sitting back and watching, and you're like, all right, like it's my turn now. Like I'm trying to put something down, but you know, they're a little more in the zone than you are. So that's kind of just what it is. Just kind of like having them do a little more than they're supposed to. But other than that, it's not too big of a deal. Like especially collabing. I like sectioning off as well. So I think it works well when you're making music like that.
We see when you're performing, you use a lot of keys, either to funnel your drum patterns through or to play on top of or to layer your production. Is that something you were trained in to do, or did you just play the keys and figure it out?
I just tickle that thing, and then if it sounds good, it sounds good. I'm not trained. Literally, I'm not classically trained in any instrument I play. I just pick it up and. You know, if it sounds good on top of what I'm doing. But like you said, layering is like one of my favorite things to do because it creates this atmosphere and I like having this ambience in my music and kind of like having it kind of floaty, you know, like a little dreamscape is kind of what I like to have. So layering is really important to me.
So I'm interested because you're like, I make beats. It's fun for me. I'm, you know, what comes out comes out. Yeah. You're saying like you figured out how to do music. It wasn't something that a parent or an adult thrust you into. Master C talked about he was drumming at 3 and he had a setup. So,
I was like, what the hell am I gonna say?
I have a soon-to-be 3-year-old, so I guess I got to get him a drum set as well. Right. But like, so what was your first foray, or like, what opened the door for you? Were you like an athlete before this? Like, what were you doing before you started to like, you know, find your way, or at least an interest in doing this?
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, obviously, I actually was an athlete. I played like every sport I could in high school. I was like wrestling, volleyball, soccer, football. I literally played it all. But I really started to get into like electronic music. And what came with that was like festivals and shows. And I remember just going to my first festival, Spring Awakening, in like 2014, I think it was.
I think I was there.
I was fucking there. Field, man. I think that was like the best Chicago festival we've ever had. And Soldier Field is just an iconic place as well. And obviously I love football. It was so cool. And that was my first time walking on this field itself. And there was a DJ that I really wanted to see there. He was like one of my favorites at the moment. And man, I just saw the crowd control. You know, like I saw the way he played music and how people reacted to it. And, you know, I was there myself. I was like, dude, this man's making me do things like just with sounds. And it was just an insane experience. And I was like, I want to do that. So that's kind of what really kickstarted me. So I really went straight into like electronic music. I was making like, you know, house, like doons, you know what I'm saying? Went into like the dubstep scene, and then it kind of all twirled down into like knowing what I really wanted to do with music. And again, it's just making things with feeling, you know, like regardless, I could always make a really hype track. I could throw that down in a set if I really wanted to, but it was just more so the expression, kind of showing off what I could do with all the time and work I put into it.
And Ronnie told me that you do the DJ set thing.
Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely played a couple shows here in Chicago as well. So it's been a minute, don't get me wrong, but I would definitely like to go into it. I got some tracks that would definitely get me back into that scene as well.
Is that something that you would definitely be looking to get back into? Is that something you could see yourself doing? I mean, like maybe you will end up being Calvin Harris.
Right. I mean, it's just like I think that scene is a lot easier to get into. Like I said, like my name is like Beats by Lou, so people are like, oh, like how many rappers you have rapping on yourself? Like how many people are you sending your stuff out to? But when it comes to the electronic music, like if you get somebody that's really gonna like it, they're gonna share it. It's a massive community, especially in the Midwest. So I think it's definitely like can be up my alley because I definitely want to do shows again, man. Like that energy is just different. I love doing it, and I think I can definitely do it again. I got some new music that I've been working on that's gonna again drive me right back into there.
Hell yeah. I want to talk a little bit about SoundCloud in general because that's one of your biggest tools. Right. It's clear that you've carved out your own lane. Right. The tracks on there are fantastic. I think that's at least the one that has the most catalog on there.
I have
talk about.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Mom.
No, you're good. Talk about SoundCloud and what the power of that is to you, because me and Gabe were just talking the other day about there was like a peak,
right?
And now it seems like we're coming down from that peak. But It's good to see people like you still content creating for SoundCloud,
right?
And I think that's pretty unique. So talk about that relationship with that platform.
Yeah, so like you said, like that peak, like that's really what drove me to make my music. Like I found like Selection, the music collection, real like trap soulful beats again, and that's really what kicked it off, man. Like I think that's kind of just what molded me as an artist, finding random people with like 100 followers making music better than people that take charts and do anything else. Like it was insane to me. Like 16-year-olds, I find 12-year-olds, like just youngins making the best music I've ever heard, and I think that really like stepped my game up and made me want to like, you know, kind of just compete as well with it. I think that's what SoundCloud is as well. Is like you hear something and you're like, damn, that shit's good, man. Let me hop right back into this stew, see if I can either make something like that or
that's
make
interesting. That's interesting. It's like that the inspiration of the platform is what makes it unique. I think more people need to know that. I think that's a really good nugget of information for sure.
Yeah, definitely, man. Again, there's just so many people, so many ideas out there, and it's just awesome that people even give the time. Like you said, like SoundCloud's kind of, you know, it's not the way it was anymore, but you know, I still get my listens the way I wanted to. And again, like this has never been something that I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna make the most money in my entire life making something like this. I just wish it's heard, and it's cool because SoundCloud shows you where everyone listens to, and like, you know, you feel heard in some time space. So that's why I love that. SoundCloud really, I enjoy it a lot.
I love what's the most surprising location that someone was listening to you from?
Man, I think it's like it's everywhere. Like you literally look at all the countries, and I'm in the Philippines, I'm in Thailand, like I'm like literally across everywhere in the world. I think it was like Cambodia. Like I'm like getting heard in Cambodia, and I'm like, this is just insane. Like I would have never imagined like having anybody out there listening to me, but you know, it's awesome to know that it is out there and people are listening.
Look, the Beats by Lou tour, you know, is gonna hit Cambodia, you know, sometime later this year.
With my 20 fans there, I'd appreciate it. That'd be so sick. The one song they listen to, that's the only song I'll play.
Nah, hell yeah. So let's talk about the latest single then. Aura Blue, I think that's the latest
one.
Oh
yeah, Aura Blue, yeah, with Aura.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I mean, so that my buddy Aura, he's insanely talented, man. I have another song with him on my SoundCloud. It's Guitar. I think it's like my second most listened to song. It's only like 10,000 plays, but you know, me and him, we really got some balance. That kid's drums are out of this world. He has some wild shit. He reminds me of like Monty Booker, like, you know, it's just Smino kind of vibe there, and he kills it, man. And he's really quick with it too. I'll send him something, I'll send him back like right away. So I really like sending him stuff and kind of get into it and just dropping anything that we can.
Hell yeah. And I like what you said earlier about sort of you need that ambiance in your sound, because I think Aura Blue creates this incredible soundscape that, I mean, if it sounds like blue to me, I think the only people who make music could understand that sentence. But like,
Right.
it definitely sounds like blue to me. This smooth EDM, just like perfect for getting in the car. Is that why you make music? You know, what's the feeling that you make music for yourself for?
Just like I said, like you said, it's that feeling. It's like knowing how you feel about it. Like, it's awesome that you even said blue, because like I can even go into things about like the way I name music. I don't know why I name it at the certain time, but it ends up making sense a little later. So it's awesome that you even said that, because it makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? Like you do feel it, but that was just feeling. It's just being able to think to something as well. Like, that's why I kind of don't like having vocals on most of my stuff, but I am really getting into it with my own vocals and kind of adding, you know, kind of flips and remixes here and there, because it gets a little more playage over there.
Word. It actually brings me nicely to my next question, because I did hear that you once lived with Ronnie Rage.
Yeah.
And that you guys do have a collab together that he sent me, and I listened to you get those bars off. So my question was, and I think you answered in the last question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Would you prefer beat making or song making?
Beat making. Well, actually, like song making. Are you talking about like me making songs with myself, or like making songs with like somebody in general?
Because that's the thing, right? It's like you make the beat,
I call
that's beat making, right? Yeah, right. But like then when you get into a collaboration, if you're gonna put vocals over the top of it, that's a song making process that's different than the beat making process, or even the soundscape making process, if that's what you're doing. But to me, those are three separate things. Which one would you say you prefer the most?
Probably just beat making, honestly. Again, just having that freedom, just being able to really express myself fully with, you know, that's just definitely my preference on that. Don't get me wrong, I like making songs with people, man. It's awesome. Ronnie, he's amazing, dude. That's my homie for life, and he makes some really good music, and it's always a good time. But yeah, we definitely live together in a small ass room.
You got any like Ronnie Rage stories that's cool to share on air?
I just know I caught that man lacking way too many times, man. It's because we're literally in a bro. It's like a 5-bedroom house, and I mean I'm in college. Ronnie just left college. He's like, I got to get away from Chicago, so whatever. Like, he's like, let me move in. I live in Iowa City at that point. You know, I was just all the way out there, and it's just 2 beds in this little room and our little station to make music, and that's all it was. There was fucking, the rug was coming off, the ceiling was falling apart. Like, it was funny, it was hilarious. But no, I've caught that man lacking too many times. I can't put his business up like that.
Fair enough.
Man. Is there going to be I know you said we're in some projects. What about a beat tape or something in the near future, like a collection or, you know, of records that we can listen to and sing?
Yeah. So I'm definitely working on an EP right now. Just trying to, again, I'm trying to solidify myself.
That's a Weekend at Gabe's exclusive. I gotta throw the siren, you know what I'm saying?
You're good, bro. That's awesome. I'm just trying to kind of solidify myself as an artist. So this next project's probably gonna be like a 4 or 3-track tape, but it's gonna be my beats and my vocals on it. So it's definitely gonna be brand new for me, because don't get me, I have some songs that I do have my vocals on, but I'm definitely trying to solidify myself as a vocalist as well.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
I got one last question here from Ronnie, actually. He told me to ask about your Call of Duty edits.
My Call of Duty edits. He's a bitch. That's just, again, like, that goes hand in hand with the Photoshop thing. I used to do video edits. Any Adobe kind of product that I had that I could like get my hands on, obviously fucking torrented them all. I didn't have the money in middle school, but No, I did Call of Duty edits and put some random music over them, and it's just kind of all it was. I don't even. Why would he even bring that up, man?
Hey, man, I think that might be cool content for TikTok. You know, if you run the
thinking about it though, the gaming scene's big on the TikTok thing. I do see videos, and you slap a friggin' song over it. You never know. So there's multiple ways to network nowadays. So definitely time to get thinking on it. So that's probably a good one.
I love that.
Lou, man, we appreciate you joining us here for producer night here on Weekend at Gabe's. Good luck. Keep moving these beats, man. We need to see more from you. More videos. Like, listen, we need more content.
Yeah,
we need more.
Sure. I respect that. Honestly, I needed to hear that. So yeah, definitely.
I'm not saying that the streets are dry, but you know, it's looking, you know, it's looking a little shabby out there. We need more work.
The streets need new. I got you.
Yeah.
I definitely work on it, man. But honestly, I appreciate you guys for having me out here, dude. I like that you guys. I like the whole concept of bringing out the local artists and supporting. And that's just awesome. So really, thank you a lot for this.
No
Appreciate
worries.
you, man.
Beats by Lou joining us here tonight on Weekend at Games. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We appreciate your time.
Hey, you guys see you guys.
All right, Beats by Lou closes us out tonight on this producer night.
And it should be noted for the rest of the week. And why is that Weekend Gabe? It is because we have a Weekend at Gabe's exclusive right now for a limited time only. You can buy a $15 ticket to the return of, wait for it, Breaking Sound Chicago. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Bourbon on Division. It is going down Thursday night. Please pop out. Please buy a ticket. Buy a ticket early to get that $15 price, because day of show, that price is going to be $20. And I'm not trying to run your pockets. Come through. Have a good time, buy a drink. Gabe and myself will be there along with our production team, and we will be off the air here that night. So there will be nothing to see here, but everything to see in person.
Exactly. But we got a lot in the works for next week. Confirmed for next week. We have Prob Cause, who is a Chicago producer, rapper, and he's heavy into NFTs. So I know Sam is going to be geeked about that. And then we're going to have a comedian legend, Damon Williams, a Chicago comedic legend. He's going to be joining us for Thursday Thunnies. So we're going to map out the rest of the week this week. So, but we two great guests already locked in, which I'm really excited for next week, because I still need someone to explain what the fucking NFT is. I'm just that guy. What the fuck's a non-fungible token?
Anything's a non-fungible token, Gabe. If you got two of them.
All right. Everyone enjoy the rest of their week. We'll see you guys over at Bourbon Division on Thursday nights. Be safe out there in these streets. And see
Only
you next
three
Tuesday
things left to do.
Share, support, and show love. Woo! Be safe out there, all. Don't forget to follow us.
Weekend at Gabe. Weekend Gabe. The real Sam Crane. That's all we got, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of the show. See you little then.
We out.
Hey, I'm Weekend Gabe. Thanks for checking out this latest episode of Weekend at Gabe's. Click on any of the links swirling around my head, and also hit the subscribe button while you're here. Thanks for checking out us here on YouTube.